All right. 365 Days of Horsemanship, day 26. An unusual day today, and one that requires me to be very honest when I'm making this vlog, which is something that I think is difficult for all creators, because I think there's always this balance between honesty and integrity and what you think people want to hear or see, or what you should say. But I think for me, this kind of only really works if I am really honest and authentic, and I am really vulnerable about the way I'm feeling, because for me, I think that's always what I've wanted from creators myself. You know, those are the things I really connect with, when I really feel that I can relate to somebody, or that somebody was really honest with me about their feelings and I learned something from their experience. And that's really what I'm kind of trying to do here. So today I was just angry. Lots of things that have happened today and over the last week have really triggered my mental health a lot. And I brought anger with me today. And when I arrived, I knew I also didn't have much time, but I had enough time that if I had been so inclined, I could have definitely brought Mia up. I could have definitely brought somebody up and played. But I felt that it was too risky today to start that and potentially end up in a bad situation, because I knew that mentally I wasn't in the right headspace. And I did not want to bring that anger into a dominant situation. I kind of wanted to explore it from a more passive mindset, a more passive place. And I also feel that anger is not an emotion that I think that I can recognize in myself that often. I wouldn't say that with the horses I'm an especially angry person. And so I kind of also didn't want to bring that into the dominant play, because I didn't want them to feel scared. I didn't want to put extra pressure on them that I would not normally put. And I kind of just wanted to see how interacting with them with less expectations would be when I was in this place. It wasn't terrible, actually. Definitely with Mia, they're very hungry today. I think they're ready to move over, ready to move to a different field. And so she was very engaged with me right from when I came in, which was lovely. But I think, ultimately partially about food, which was fine. Excuse me. And I made a good choice, in that I came in, I said hello, and then I chose to go up to the top to check out the hay piles and see what we had going on up there. And actually she did choose to come with me, and then the herd kind of came with me, and I was just observing her in the herd and just noticing, again, just, how stressed she is, how difficult that stuff is for her, how difficult general relationships with other horses can be for her, how big her personal bubble is, how far away she needs everybody to be to feel safe. So that was some good observations. And again, definitely, we played a little bit with putting my hand in the yield spots and just waiting for her to just turn her head in that direction, just feel a little bit better. Kind of reduced the question really, really a lot, way below like rocking and the stuff we have been doing. Just release that pressure even more. And I played a little bit with that. Nothing crazy came of it. But I definitely did feel like, again, there's this slow progression, just one step every day of just feeling like we're more engaged together. It's very slow, but it's definitely consistently improving. Like, then she decided to get up and go to the water, and I went with her. She was looking at me, and there was these moments of connection, not all the time, but just often there was a moment of connection. And I was able to protect her a little bit when she was at the water from the other horse. I saw one of the other horses coming, so I came and I stood and just stopped him. So that was good. I think it was a good session. And I think with Mia, I definitely feel like that was going to be the easier horse to be in this like personal mental space with, because she's angry a lot of the time, you know. So in a lot of ways it's sort of easier to be in flow with her, because that's an emotion I think that she understands better. And obviously I try my best not to kind of feel that way, but I do think that energy comes across. I think that the body language shows, and I think they can read that, and I think they can smell that, and I think that they can sort of see and feel it on you. Where your emotions are. I think they know, you know, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're happy, when you're excited, when you're tired. I think they can feel all those things. They can see all those things, you know, just like we can in other people. And yeah, and so that was a good session. It probably, I think in my ideal world, they would have moved her. I think that would have been a really positive experience. The timing just didn't quite work out. I think they're going to be moved tomorrow morning, and that's okay. You know, I did actually go and check, and, you know, they got plenty of food for overnight, so that's fine. But yeah, definitely it was good. It was fine. It wasn't groundbreaking. I would say actually it was a positive experience reflecting on it. I felt kind of neutral about it at the time. But now looking back on it, I can see that actually, no, do you know what? Actually, that was a positive experience. We did connect. That was nice. That's something that, you know, has historically been challenging for us. And so that was really nice. Yeah, I do feel like the conversation could have ended better, but it also was fine the way that it was. And definitely I think it was fine. It was fine. Then I went over to see Lawrence. He came over to see me, which was nice, quite fast. He came to see me. But then after that, he was quite interested in his grazing. And I think one of the things I definitely feel with him is I feel like perhaps he does tell me things and I just can't hear them. I'm just not, my perception, my feel is just not good enough to be able to hear him, because it's like he whispers. And I think I'm quite loud. I'm quite a loud person. I'm quite loud in my body. I'm quite loud in my voice. I'm quite loud in my body language. I'm very expressive. And I think he's actually the total opposite. And I think that's one of the things that I think I'm hoping to also again get from Elsa. And I think it's one of the things that is going to be really important for us, because, you know, ultimately my limitation is time, right? Like, I can offer my horses this consistency of being here every day, but some days like today, you know, I have less than an hour to be here. And I think what I would really like is to be able to connect with them sooner, is to be able to speak their language sooner. And I think the way that you do that is by reacting, right? Like, there's reacting creates interaction, you know? And I think oftentimes I don't react to what they're telling me because I haven't heard it, I haven't seen it, I haven't understood what they're trying to say. And I think this is relevant for both Lawrence and Mia, and I think that that's something that I hope in future on a day like today I'll be able to communicate faster with them. I'll be able to get into that place with them sooner where we can have a conversation, because I'm more in tune with what they're trying to say, and just all of those little words and the things that they're telling me that I can't see. So that's something, again, I'm really hoping to get from Elsa's visit. You know, all I want from her is the world, right? Everything. All I want is everything. So yeah, we'll see. To be honest, you know, I'm proud of myself today. I think it was good. I definitely did some reflecting and did some thinking, and I think I would say Lawrence was ambivalent. I think Mia, it was fine. I wouldn't say it was an inherently positive experience, but I also don't think it was a negative experience. I definitely saw some progression with Mia. And, you know, I think the consistency with Lawrence, I think time will just tell. But I'm happy that I came. And yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings.